So today we have a little bit of a double whammy of an episode. January 24th and 25th, both in one episode. I'm going to start things off with a couple of tweets from the morning of the 24th at 6:11 a.m. We'll be meeting at 9 with top automobile executives concerning jobs in America. I want new plants to be built here for cars that are sold here. Then at 11:58, a photo delivered yesterday that will be displayed in the upper/lower press hall. Thank you, Abbas. it's a photo of the inauguration crowd. At 12:04 p.m., great meeting with automobile industry leaders at the White House this morning. Together, we will make America great again. 12:49 p.m., signing orders to move forward with the construction of the Keystone XL and Dakota Access Pipelines in the Oval Office. Okay, so this is probably one of the biggest pieces of news that happened on this day 4 years ago, so we're going to focus on it for a couple minutes here. It's pretty important. So in December of 2016, protests were held at Standing Rock Native American Reservation in an attempt to protect cultural heritage sites on the reservation. Native Americans from all over the United States came in solidarity for the Sioux people. But it wasn't necessarily just the history the Sioux people was looking to protect. The pipeline could also jeopardize the only water source for the entirety of the reservation. As a matter of fact, the pipeline was originally going to run next to Bismarck, North Dakota. But the permits were declined because of the risk that it ran to the drinking water of the city. In what seemed to be the end of the issue, Obama, in one of his final weeks as president, personally declined the permits required to build the pipeline. Energy Transfer, the company building the pipeline, claims that the lines are safe, and this is true compared to some other methods of shipping oil. It appears as though there are less incidents when using pipelines over shipping the oil. It appears as though there are less incidents when using pipelines over traditional methods of shipping oil. The difference being that the nature of a pipeline leak is far more disastrous than the leaking of a shipping container. With the gift of hindsight, we can see that from 2012 to 2020, Energy Transfer had 313 oil spills in its pipelines, 35 of which tainted water supplies. The other pipeline mentioned here is the Keystone XL pipeline, which also has an interesting history. In 2017, existing pieces of the Keystone pipeline leaked over 210,000 gallons of oil, and just days after this leak, approval was given to the remaining desired sections of the pipeline, again, close to Native American reservations. TransCanada, the company wanting to build the pipeline, claimed that it would create almost 40,000 temporary jobs, but many people think that this number is largely inflated. So these executive orders are nothing if not controversial. In the coming years, we'll see that the Keystone pipeline will be roadblocked by environmental boards, and will lead to 3 lawsuits being brought against the Trump administration for bogus environmental studies. But wait, there's more. What's the one thing that could possibly make this situation even worse optically? I mean, we're already literally stomping all over Native American burial grounds. Did Pet Cemetery teach us nothing? The worst part is, Trump owns shares of both TransCanada, the company trying to make the Keystone XL pipeline, and Energy Transfer, the company building the Dakota Access Pipeline. Anyway, back to Twitter. At 7:46 p.m., great meeting with Ford CEO Mark Fields and General Motors CEO Mary Barra at the White House today. At 9:16 p.m., congratulations to @Fox News for being the #1 in inauguration ratings. They were many times higher than fake news CNN. Public is smart. I actually think that he tweeted this yesterday or the day before. I'm not sure which. It looks like maybe he tweeted it again. 9:25 p.m. If Chicago doesn't fix the horrible carnage going on, 228 shootings in 2017 with 42 killings, I will send in the feds. 9:37 p.m. And the final tweet of the day. Big day planned on national security tomorrow. Among many other things, we will build the wall. And that pretty gracefully leads us into January 25th. Returning to Twitter. At 7:10 a.m., I will be asking for a major investigation into voter fraud, including those registered to vote in 2 states, those who are illegal, and, continued, even those registered to vote who are dead. and many for a long time. Depending on results, we will strengthen up voting procedures. At 7:17 a.m. Am I casting a shadow? No, I'm not. I will be making my Supreme Court pick on Thursday of next week. Thank you. At 5:05 p.m., I will be interviewed by David Muir tonight at 10 o'clock on ABC. Will be my first interview in the White House. At 7:03 p.m., beginning today, the United States of America gets back control of its borders. Full speech from today and then a link. But to accompany this tweet was an executive order. Trump's newest executive order is a proclamation that the wall will be built. And to accompany this tweet was another executive order. Trump's newest executive order is a proclamation that the wall will be built with American funds and it will be repaid by the Mexican people. The order also calls for 5,000 more Border Patrol agents. And while we're on the topic of executive orders, a second order was also passed today. This one with an aim to withhold federal aid to sanctuary cities. Pretty cut and dry. But it also calls for the hiring of 10,000 more Homeland Security employees. At 9:14 p.m., as your president, I have no higher duty than to protect the lives of American people. Cool. At 9:45 p.m., at David Muir, first President of the United States interview since taking office, tonight on ABC World News. And then at 9:48 p.m., interview with David Muir of ABC News in 10 minutes. Enjoy. In this interview, Trump triples down on the claims of voter fraud.
I said it, and I said it strongly, because what's going on with voter fraud is horrible.
And for the first time, or maybe I just have been missing it and haven't been here, he adds in the claim that dead people voting was a serious problem. Trump also makes mention that people registered in multiple states were also a major cause of voter fraud.
You look at the dead people that are registered to vote, who vote. You look at people that are registered in 2 states. You look at all of these different things that are happening with registration. You take a look at those.
This is sort of forgetting that not only is his family, but many people in his administration registered in multiple states. And shoot, I think that's about it for these 2 days. I think that's it. I'll see you tomorrow.